show, and well, I couldn't help myself. Keith English is in the studio from Keith English Real Estate, a subject I absolutely love. How are you, Keith?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Very good. Very good. You were about to walk out the door, and I said, absolutely not. We've got you here. Keith, when you've been through real estate, and I want to get into some of the things that's going on in the West Australian real estate at the moment, and you're well in touch with that. But for yourself, have you found that real estate just tends to go in cycles, and you just got to see that we're just in another cycle?
Yeah, it is cyclic, and people always need to remember also what they're doing in real estate, and whether it is time to sell or time to buy, and that's a very individual decision. And sometimes that doesn't matter what the market is actually doing. If you're buying and selling in a similar market, then or if you've got a buy and hold mentality, you've got to look at what rental returns and that type of thing. So whether a person comes to a decision to sell in any given market, I can help work with them and come to the decision to not sell or sell.
Yeah. Now, you're and you say you work in different divisions. I know yourself and your organisation, you're in quite a diverse range. How do you handle, so someone's watching for the first time, the young people now, they go, I want to get into the real estate market, and it's their first step into it. What's some of the guidance, because I know you're really good at this, what's some of the guidance you give those people?
I'd do your homework as well and work out what you want out of a house. A lot of people, first-time buyers, they're going right up to these extreme northern suburbs to get into the market, whereas they work in the city, so they don't often take in transportation time and cost into the decision. And sometimes they're better off to buy an older house closer to Perth than to go half an hour, three-quarters an hour further north. So have a look at the lifestyle you want to live, as well as your price range that you can afford.
It's interesting you say that, and I'm thinking again, these people who buy the older houses, and I don't know where you're watching around the world, but in WA, our TV is flooded with renovation shows. And is it, for someone who's in that market, is it as rosy as what it all makes out that, look, I can buy this house, do it up, flip it, and look how much money I've made?
Yeah, you have to be careful watching some of these shows because they don't always tell you about the costs, like your stamp duty and your selling costs when you come to it. But also a lot of these reality TV shows are eastern states based, and there's a lot of stud frame homes over there, whereas WA is predominantly double brick and tile. So knocking out walls and creating new rooms is a lot more complicated with a double brick and tile home. So, but it is a lot of fun, and you can do a lot of cosmetics renovations without doing a lot of structural work. But have a look at what you're buying and what your expectations are.
When people are buying, and say they come to you and they've got that on their mind, and they say, it could be a first time or a second time or third time buyer, and they're saying, Keith, can you find me something that I can renovate? What are the types of things you like? And I know you come across them. You get some great opportunities come across your desk. And one you told me about a while ago was a renovator's delight. I don't mean to call him that phrase, but you said, here's an opportunity.
Yes. Well, actually, there's two ways you can do that. And when I first actually started in real estate, I used to work as a buyer's agent, where you could actually pay someone to go and find you a property. And they actually work on your behalf and not the seller's behalf. So, but there is a cost involved, but that cost does a lot of research and negotiation for the buyer, not for the seller. So that is one way of doing it. The other way is to is to just know your market as well. Look at the lifestyle you want out of it. What is your budget? What is your budget to renovate? All these things that you can, and what your on-sale property is going to be worth.
I suppose that's important because you talk about on-sale property, and then because you're so diverse, I don't know how you handle it, but you're dealing with people at the latter stages of their lives who are then going, well, I've got this big house and there's two of us or one of us left and I've got to downsize it now.
Yes.
It must get even more complex.
It can, and certainly there's a lot of options, and depending on the type of property that you own, I'll give an example of my parents.
Yeah.
They bought a house in the northern suburbs of Perth, but it was on a big block, and they were self-funded retirees, and they got caught with the GFC like a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But what they were able to do is to keep their existing house but cut off a block at the back of their house. And so they could liquidate around $300,000
Yeah.
to fund their ongoing retirement. So picking a property that you could do that to in the future is also a very smart move, because you can keep it for now,
Yeah.
but then liquidate some cash down the track.
Is this what got you into the real estate market? Being able to, because you don't just sell. Every time I speak to you, you're always helping, advising, guiding.
Yeah, that is what does motivate me, helping people.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a cliche, but that is my primary motivation. So being able to help people, whenever you sell someone's house, that closes a chapter in their life and allows them to move on to their next chapter. And the person that buys it is starting a new chapter in their life. So that's the nice bit about real estate.
It certainly is. It certainly is. For yourself, what do you say, if someone was young and they want to get into the market, and look, there's, in a changing economy, I'm sure there's always redundancies going on, and people look and they go, oh, I can get in the real estate market because you guys make a fortune when you sell a house. Keith's going, thanks very much. But it's not all...
It's not, it can be sort of over-romanticised, and it's remembered how much money you earn when you don't sell a house, because you get paid, most places you get paid on commission. So it's a very easy industry to make no money. But if someone's looking at starting out, do your research, know your market, and work hard, but build your network. So build up your list of family, friends, associates that would trust you to sell their house when they chose to sell their house.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest advice you can get, is be as connected as you can.
Yeah. And for people watching and they're saying, look, I'm looking at buying a property or selling a property, I don't think it matters which end of the scale they're on when it comes to yourself, because you do have opportunities for people buying or selling. But what's the best way of contacting yourself, Keith?
Usually my mobile is my best way of contacting me, and that's 0433 005 042. It's quite easy to remember.
Yeah.
And if my phone is not very far. I can go home. I can leave home without anything, and I don't have to go back. But if it's my phone, I have to go back.
You have to go back. Yeah. It's like the lifetime.
Yeah, I have separation anxiety when I don't have my mobile phone.
There's a few people going, me too.
Right now, it's over there. And I don't have my phone with me. Yeah.
Keith, I really appreciate you hanging around and talking to us a little bit more on this fascinating subject of property. And anyone looking at buying or selling, look, give Keith a call. One thing I will say, he's not just about the deal, he's also about guiding you, asking you what it is, and giving you some really good structural advice. And I think that's really, really important.
Right. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.